What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Call of Duties in 2025. Today we are here with Infinite Warfare, man. I'm so freaking excited to play this game, man. I love this game. It's one of my favorite next-generation Call of Duty games ever. I think Infinite Warfare is one of the most underrated video games in probably existence, in my opinion. It is a game that never got a fair chance in the grand scheme of things, and I'm just excited to play for you guys. But first off, before we hop into a match, I want to go over a couple of things that people might notice. First off, nuclears are tied to specific weapons in this game, as you can see right here. It's to the MV4. Now, most guns in the game do have a nuclear version, but there are tied to variants. Now, at first, I hated this feature when I first started playing Infinite Warfare. I thought it was kind of dumb. But after I played Infinite Warfare for a while, I have learned to actually love this feature because what this does is encourages people to not just use the easiest gun in the game for every single nuke. Now, obviously, the MV4 and the K-Bar, both having nuke weapons, are very good for nukes, and you're going to see people use those probably the most when you're playing this game, but for the most part, people actually use different guns because it wasn't just like they could just use the same shoddy over and over again. So, that's pretty cool. And also down here, you can also see the kill streaks have different versions, which is really cool. Not totally sure why I have it as the purple one, but well. This is probably the best version of score streak, how do I say this? Score streak levels, I guess you could say, or score streak upgrades. I think this game had the best version of them because it actually made a difference, and so it actually made it worthwhile going for them. And yeah, so shouts out to Infinity Ward for this. I wish they would actually do this again. I think it'd be really cool to see this be re-implemented in some form in the future, but nonetheless, that is it. So let's hop into a match and see what we can get ourselves into with a couple bots here and get us an easy W. For a little while here, we're going to use the NV4. One of my favorite ARs in this game. I absolutely adore the NV4. I used it for most of my life cycle in this game. Now, Infinite Warfare was an interesting year for me because I was mostly a nuke player for most of the year, and that's mostly what I focused on. So I actually didn't get the Mastery camo in Infinite Warfare. I only got, I think the best I got was, why is my game like irritating right now? Hang on, guys. Hang on, guys. It's gotta be, where's the audio? There it is. Let's turn this down a little bit here. Good gracious. So, I actually didn't grind camos. The highest camos I did on this game, I did diamond for the guns that I use. You can see right now I'm actually running diamond on my gun currently. And honestly, I enjoyed the grind for diamond in this game. It was just, I did not enjoy the headshots. It was the one thing I did not like about this game. I didn't like that the headshots were locked behind, I did not like that the headshots, I'm stuck, I can't. No. But I didn't like the headshots were stuck behind for snipers, right? For camos. I didn't like that. I think that was kind of dumb. Again, this whole series that I'm doing is about being neutral coming back to these games and being as absolutely neutral as possible. And I feel like the best way to do that is to be not afraid to admit the things that you didn't like and the things that you did like. And that was probably one of the big things I did not like. And we're going to showcase Dark Matter after this, or Black Sky, sorry. Because I feel like a lot of people don't know what that looks like. And Black Sky is sadly one of the best camos we've ever gotten in COD history, and it is unfortunate that I never got it. I could go back and get it, theoretically. I just don't think there's enough lobbies to make it to a point where it would be convenient to still go for it, sadly. Because it does take a little while, and I have a lot of guns you have to do. If you guys really want me to go for Black Sky in 2025, let me know down below. Because I will totally do it for you guys. Fuck. But yeah, and so if it was just up to me, I mean, it's just not worth it no more for me personally. But again, if it's something that you guys here on the channel want to see, well, then now magically it's worth it now. It would be one hell of a grind though in 2025. That is for sure. Look how good this game is, man. So smooth. Obviously, it's not the most insane shit right now because I suck at the game right now, but Infinite Warfare is probably one of the most smoothest feeling games I've ever played in my life. Like, they just knocked it. Yeah, man, I suck at this game, bro. I suck, bro. But yeah, it's one of the best feeling games out there, man. The gunplay feels so good. I think my sensitivity is too low. I think that's why I'm having issues turning the way I normally would. Where did he go, bro? He was still up top? What the hell? But yeah, man, Infinite Warfare had a crazy life cycle. I remember this game's life cycle was crazy for me. I think Infinite Warfare was, what, 2017? I think 2017, 2016 was actually right around the year that I started. I believe I started high school when this game came out. Because up to this point for Call of Duties, I had been in elementary and shit, and middle school and shit. Pretty sure this is the first COD I was in high school for. So I was like a big kid. I wasn't a little kid no more. Even though some would say otherwise. Pop. But yeah, so it was a pretty big, you know, switch up from past years. You can see here that we have the Ripper. If you remember the video, if you watched the video from Ghost, Ghost was actually had the Ripper first. Ripper was the first DLC gun in Ghost. But in Infinite Warfare, they decided to bring back the Ripper and made it a variant for the RPR Evo, which was pretty cool. This has an extremely higher fire rate than the Ghost Ripper. I don't know why they chose to increase its fire rate so much, but it does make this thing an absolute monster to fight against in online. I mean, look at that. That time to kill is just absolutely mental. Fuck. This map, by the way, I don't know if anyone's played this map here on the channel. If you have, let me know down below. But this is my favorite DLC map. Maybe one of my favorite maps in COD history, period. I mean, this map, dude, is so sick. The way you fall into little triangles when you get a kill. The layout's so good. Lots of corners, but not too many corners. It's just so well made. And this is really just an Infinity Ward thing, man. Infinity Ward just knows how to make... They just know how to make a video game, man. They know how to make a map. They know how to make a video game. Infinity Ward are just the best, bro. They're so good at what they do. All the maps this game's life cycle were fantastic, in all honesty. Like, I don't think I played one bad map throughout this Infinite Warfare's life cycle. But these bots are absolutely atrocious, bro. What in the fuck? I am just getting and these are recruit, by the way. Like, what the fuck? Now, you might be wondering what I just did right there. I just threw an axe. Infinite Warfare is also one of the first games to have throwable melee weapons as an option to use. I don't think all of the weapons were like this. I believe the only throwable one was the axe. But I could be wrong. It's been a while. But I'm like pretty sure the only throwable one was the axe. But it was cool nonetheless because, you know, it was the first time we could really throw stuff like melees. And melees became really deadly. Especially for S&D cross-mappers as well. Obviously, though, you could lose a melee weapon. That was kind of annoying, but... You could, I think, have 2 on your character. Dude, the recoil on this Ripper, I forgot how bad the recoil Ripper on this game was. But you could, I think you could carry 2. But I don't remember. It's been a long time. But I'm pretty sure you could carry 2. axes, which is pretty cool. That RVN is scary. You gotta be careful with that RVN. Oh, I forgot to completely mention, since we actually hear them here, the bop. The announcers. So on this game, on Ghost, I do have Snoop Dogg on Ghost. For some reason in the video, you didn't really hear Snoop Dogg all that much. I might have bumped my audio so you couldn't hear it. But here on Infinite, I actually have all of the voice announcers, which are currently activated right now. I have, for the life of me, I can't remember his name, but he's an Australian YouTuber who actually got his voice in here as an announcer. Which was pretty cool. And I got him. I remember his name. We'll look after this video, after this match. We'll look in. I'll tell you guys. But you can get all types of guys. I think Ghost or Soap. One of those three guys were also an announcer on this game. I think there's a Grandma. And there's a few others. There's a few that you can get, which I thought was always cool. Man, I miss announcers, dude. I think it's just a cool idea. It's a cool thing. It doesn't really take all that much to, I think, in my opinion, to record, lines. It's just something I wish they would do more often. They were like usually like $4, $3, $5, or whatever, and you could just, enjoy the sick things. I think this guy, he curses a lot more than some of the other announcers, which is why I have him on. Plus, it's just something funny about hearing an Australian person get mad at you for losing a match. Bop. So yeah, man, this is Infinite Warfare, man. Dude, it's so good, dude. It's one of those games that just never got enough love, and it truly is unfortunate that it didn't get enough love throughout its life cycle, and it just sucks, man. But it is what it is. The next game we play, Call of Duty World War II, that game is going to have a lot more love at launch, so we're going to have a little bit more of a cool stuff to talk about, how that game broke a lot of numbers and a lot of records when it first came out with its concurrent players, and how it actually held a lot of players during its life cycle. So I'm very excited about that. But here we go. We can go back here to lobby. We're actually going to open a supply drop too, because I do have a supply drop still sitting here. So we have Aussie Man Reviews. That is what I'm currently running. But you can see that there's tons of other options. There's 6 voice packs on here. We have Grandma. We have Ken Jeong. I believe I pronounced that right. He's a Korean. I believe he's Korean comedian. We have Method Man, which is, I believe, if I might be wrong, but I believe is a rapper, I believe. And then we have UK Special Forces, which I believe is what I was thinking is Ghost, Price, or Soap, because they all kind of sound similar. But I think that's supposed to be Ghost. I believe it sounds a lot more ghosty. But yeah, so those are just some of the cool things that you can have in this game. You can have different announcers, and I really like that. I like the Ghosts have like the dogs as well as the announcers, which I thought was pretty cool. Because you have like a wolf bee or a guard dog or whatever instead of a regular like pit bull. Which I thought was pretty cool. But let's open this supply drop, see what we get. And we got nothing. So awesome. Some things don't change. Some things don't change. But one thing I will note, Infinite Warfare had one of the best supply drops in the game in COD history because of this simple thing right here. You're looking at the armory. And this is a beautiful thing here. You can see here that I have worked my ass off in this game. I have most of the blueprints in the game. But the beauty of it is you can get all these blueprints for free by just playing the game every day repetitively, grinding out salvage, and you can earn yourself these guns. There's no 5-minute challenge or no 7-day challenge, no stupid ass XP level requirement, or no let's do an event that the community has to take 2 weeks to complete, like we have with some of the past BO6 events. It's just you take as long as you need or as fast as you want, because you could just buy supply drops and get these guns extremely fast. That's what I think I did most of the life cycle. Most of the life cycle I just kept getting supply drops over and over again and getting the salvage and then buy my gun that I want. And you can see here, there's just so many options. This Coordinator collection is the only collection in the game that is, or I'm sorry, this is one of the only non-MK2 collections that's locked behind a supply drop. So the variants in here, you can get it from the salvage system. But I will say, no DLC guns were locked behind supply drops. The default versions, if you have Season Pass, were completely free. So for example, say you wanted the RVN or the X-Eon, the default version of these two guns would be free for you if you're a Season Pass holder. I believe if you were not a Season Pass holder, they were automatically given like a challenge for the default version. So even if you didn't want to grind supply drops, even if you didn't want to buy I think at the time it was a $50 Season Pass, you could then just buy the just do the challenge in game, which might be get like 200 kills, get 200 crouch kills, whatever it might be, and you would just get the gun. And I think that was a really good way of doing it. It had a little bit of options for a little bit of everybody. So like people like me who didn't want to do the challenges back then, I just wanted to play the guns. I just bought the Season Pass and I got to play with them right away. And it was just a really good way of doing that. And then obviously late IW side cycle, we got the MK2 collection. Basically, this is a collection of guns that give boost of XP for using this specific variant. Usually these are variants very similar or the copy and paste variants of guns that are already in the game. For example, if you go to the MV4, you can see right here the nuke one. I don't have the nuke one yet, which is unfortunate, but we do see here that there is a nuke version of the MV4 that's actually MK2, so you get 30% more XP per kill, which means you're going to level up a lot quicker for that. Same with the Flatline, Recruit, and Chaos. The only guns that don't have a MK2 that I'm aware of are like the Honeybee, which is this MV4 that's right here, the Honeybee, because this Honeybee I believe was an event Pacific variant, but I'm not totally sure. But this is basically a special limited edition variant that was only given out for a standard period of time to, I believe, I think everyone had the opportunity to get it at the time. But they did not. I believe they did not release a Mark II for this, and if they did, it's just not listed in the log. But I don't think there is a Mark II for this, so that's kind of interesting, I guess. But nonetheless, it's there. We also had something called classic weapons in this game, so we didn't do a whole lot of weapon remasters throughout the life cycle of this game. We got a lot of new guns. So I know that's kind of shocking, but mostly new guns during the life cycle. So they had a couple classic guns. These classic guns were actually in the game day one. They actually required for the 100% completion for Black Sky. So we have the OSA, which is the XR160 from Ghost and Advanced Warfare. We have the UMP45, or the MATTAB in this game. This is from, like, Modern Warfare 2 and 3. We have the TF141, which is the Intervention from Modern Warfare 2. We have the S-Ravage, which is the SPAS 12 from, Modern Warfare 2 and 3, I believe. We have the M1, which is the M1 Garand from World War II, World of War, etc. Or COD 2, COD 3, I should say, because World War II wasn't out yet when this game came out. We also have classics in the handgun collection as well. We have the Hornet, which is the Glock 18, I believe. I think in Modern Warfare 3 or 2 it was called like the GA18, I believe it was called. So there's that. So you have some cool melees in this game too. You have the katana and the nunchucks, as well as the axe. Those were the three melees we had this game's life cycle. BO3 had a lot more melees in the grand scheme of things. This game did not really go down that line as much. But that's that. I wanted to showcase here, guys. This is the Black Sky camo. I can't show it here. I thought I could. So we'll go to zombies. I know for a fact I could showcase it there. Here is Black Sky and Solar. These are the two mastery camos. So how this game worked, you had two masteries. You have Mastery 1, which is what happens when you got all the default guns in the game, Gold and Diamond. And then once you did that, you would have to go back and do or you could do it at the same time, but for example, in this video, we're going to say go back and do the Classic Collection, which is the Hornet, as well as all those rifles that were in the primary weapon category. And once you get those all diamond, you will get the Black Sky camo. And dude, just look how good this camo was. Let me get a better gun. Now, one thing that was really cool about the camos in this game is you could actually use camos that you haven't unlocked as camos in zombies. So I don't have Black Sky unlocked, but I'm allowed to use it in zombies, which I thought was a really cool thing because you couldn't earn Black Sky in zombies. There was no equivalency of it in zombies to grind camo wise. Um, you can see here, there's no zombies camos. There's director's cut camo, but you get that if you complete director's cut. I could have sworn I had zombie camos. Sometimes they don't install. I do have 1 or 2 zombie camos or special edition camos, but for some reason they just don't. They just don't work for some reason. But anyway, here's another review of Black Sky. I don't think I can take it into a gun range to show you guys, but either way, that is something that's really cool. And yeah, I think that's about it for Infinite Warfare. One of my favorite COD games ever. Let me know down below if you guys enjoyed this game. And if you did enjoy it, what did you enjoy about it? Because I love hearing people talk about games like this that have a positive outlook on the game and not a negative, because the negatives are always the same. But the positives always are different. So, like, someone may say that the campaign was their favorite, or the zombies, or the multiplayer, or the guns, or the maps, or the XP, or the levels, or the prestige icon. You know, there's so many different things that people could say that their favorite thing about it was. And I'm just very interested to hear that. So, let me know down below what you guys think. Next episode will be COD World War II. We may have a friend on the channel, or a friend of the channel come and play with us. I'm not totally sure on that yet. I have to message him today. And then after World War II, we got Modern Warfare Remastered, and then after those two, we're gonna have BO4 and Modern Warfare 2019. So we're gonna be starting to enter into that 120 FOV high quality 4K games. A lot of these games came out in the 720p era, I guess you could say. So some of these may not look as good on gameplay as on screen as some of the modern ones. But with that being said, man, I love you guys. You're one of a kind, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.